right, welcome everyone back to Carol Worldwide. We've got like real equipment, so all of us are like awkwardly hunched over these microphones that I think will eventually be second nature to us. But we're like committed to sound quality. I think that's really the hallmark of our podcast.
And quality content.
Well, quality content, but the sound quality has been hit or miss. But hopefully this is going to put us in the right direction. So we'll never do this. We're going to make a callback to last week. Normally the callbacks are never called out. But we ended last week where we're all going to tell two truths and a lie. I'm going to start because I completely forgot what my lie was going to be, and I just said something that I think everyone clearly knew I was lying.
Well, okay, so wait a minute.
The Marvel thing?
No, that was the truth. His lie
was that true?
I don't know. Now I'm messing with you.
His lie was the last thing, I feel.
Oh, that we're his best friends?
Yeah, do you feel like that was his lie as well?
It kind of had to be.
Okay, so...
Well, the thing was
that the lie?
The lie was that I can't tell a lie.
Okay.
Okay.
That was I had remembered something and I didn't write it down, and then I couldn't lie on the spot. That tells you how bad it was. So yes, I've written Marvel Comics stuff and been paid to do it, not just a weird fan fiction.
Who? Anybody we know of?
So I wrote for a role playing game, so Dungeons and Dragons with Marvel Comics. So there's a Marvel Comics role playing.
Triple nerd.
Oh,
wow.
You don't even don't you remember I go to a game convention for a
that's
week?
Right. I'm wife and kid.
Yeah. Look, I'm a salty old nerd that remembers when I got ostracized for liking this stuff instead of being cool and ahead of the curve. I was always cool, people just didn't realize it.
True. Okay.
So I did write for Marvel Comics. I did spend a year overseas.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah, so isn't that freaking interesting?
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's very interesting to know about you. So, should we talk about what Randy, what we,
Oh yeah, do you
Dennis,
guys have a guess?
Do you have a guess as
Do you
to
remember what
was
they
the
were? I
fake
can recap.
story?
So there's the Winning a Comedy Festival.
Mm-hmm.
No, competition.
Okay, competition. I'm not inside the comedy world, so that's the same equivalent to me. There is the Jamaicans moving your car, and there's being stuck on your roof. So let me go through them one by one. The meanest one to deny is Randy winning something, right? Because I could just deny that and be real mean.
I think that's the truth. I think
it's the truth too, but it would be funny to say he's not funny enough to have won something about being funny.
You could say it and guess something else.
So that's what I did there. So I'm covering my bases.
I think the story about the Jamaicans moving the car is ridiculous, but I think it's actually plausible. Because the story of the roof is
the roof thing, I don't know.
Pretty vanilla.
I didn't get a chance to drive to Randy's house and test out how far apart he was from different houses.
You know where Randy lives?
I mean, I've got my ways.
Oh, okay.
I follow him home most days without him knowing, so I really could find a use for that. So I think the comedy thing is real. I think that's a flex.
I agree. I agree 100%.
He's I'm the only award-winning comic here, and all are. So Randy's definitely won a festival. Yes. I think we both agree.
It wasn't
on that.
A festival.
It was a Festivus for the rest of us.
Yes, that's coming up.
Okay, so he won the festival, and he's so mad. I can't get it
But
right.
now you're changing the story. There was no festival.
Now it's a lie.
So, okay, he won the competition, all right?
Yes.
We got to be super serial about this.
Okay.
And I'm going to say he wasn't stuck on his roof.
I agree with you. I don't think he was actually stuck on his roof for 12 hours. Randy?
You guys are both right. Wow, very good.
Nice.
Very good. I mean, the Jamaican thing is a story that I had another one.
I felt like you just watched Cool Runnings recently. That was the vibe I got.
They didn't lift a car off of a rock.
No, they didn't lift the car off a rock, but I'm just man, you just cribbed in some Cool Runnings people into your life.
No, but it was my one encounter that I think
John Candy, did he show up in the fantasy?
He did. And that's why I think that it was the first time I believed for a second that there are guardian angels that exist.
Because John Candy's dead?
No, because they just came out of the blue at 3:00 in the morning and rescued me and then left and didn't want anything from me. Mm-hmm. Just a thank you.
All right.
Sherri's is...
I'll let you lead this inquisition.
Okay, now Sherri's 3 Kindle books that she read to us. The first one...
I can't help it if I'm more interesting than you.
The first one was...
The edibles.
Her great-grandmother to the power of 10.
My 10 times great-grandmother, yes.
Hanged for being a witch.
Yes, at Salem.
I think that is true.
Okay.
The story about Lou Reed, sort of like your mentality, it's so off the wall, I think it really happened. I think that the Met story is the false story. That's the story where you said you and your friend went up to the Met in New York. You had too many edibles, freaked out, and left.
So first of all, I'm going to back it up. The best type of being true is technically true, right? You're talking about your 10-time great-grandparent. That's not something you did, though. So first of all, I think she violated the rules of the game.
No, it was an interesting story.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
Was it a fact?
Yeah, it could have been a fact.
We didn't write this down, so I can't.
It didn't have to be an accomplishment.
All right, so I'm going to retract that.
Thanks, Dennis.
He's a lawyer.
Okay, so
Yeah,
holding you feet to the fire here.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. I think that the edibles story, that's something that could happen to like a lot of people. I think that your stories would be more crazy.
Oh, is that a compliment?
I think so. So like I just think like that one is like something where you're like, oh, what's something that someone could get into in New York City? And like that's like a story. I also think that you probably know your way around edibles.
Another compliment.
Yeah, I'm just all over the place. So I'm agreeing with you.
Well,
they're all three true.
no, you can't do that.
I did it.
What? Wait a minute.
So
this was your idea.
It's my idea, my rules, my
It was a personality test on us. She was just trying to see what we would think about
So
her.
we followed. Wait a minute. The only one who followed the directions was me. So what does that mean? Like
No,
you
I
didn't
mean-
even complete the task, and you had 3 things to come up with.
Well, I completed it. I just did it poorly.
True, and you didn't even follow your own directions.
I followed the directions I had set for myself.
You know what I thought would have been really brilliant is if the witch story was fake, because when I was in Birdie's,
We could have researched it.
before we even did this, she was like, "Oh, I was just researching my one of my ancestors was hanged for being a witch." So I thought I had this in
That's a deep cut.
right that I like already knew that it was true.
Right.
And then you could have been like, "No, that's the false one."
I remember that
I
told
set
you
you
that.
up for that 4 months ago. You're right.
I did remember that I had told you that.
Okay.
When's the last time you guys have ever been to Blue Moon?
Do you mean full moon?
Do you mean full
Dennis?
moon?
I mean Blue Moon. That's what the comment. That's what the post was about. Blue Moon, aka full moon, always a hot topic since it sounds like 70% of the significant car accidents on 140 occur there. That's a scientific figure.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it is the drunks there or if it's the way the road is.
I don't think you have to be
curved
drunk
or-
to have an accident there. That certainly helps.
Yeah, you definitely.
It's not a
do
requisite, but it definitely helps. Yes,
Definitely helps.
Plenty of those.
But so the reason why I'm bringing it up is not to talk about how dangerous 140 is, not talk about how that intersection is 140, because the intersection is dangerous, because that could be helpful to somebody. I'm not interested in helping people. I want to pick apart. As I need you guys to take part in this, okay? I want to know what type of establishment Full Moon is.
Wait a minute.
Judge Dennis is sitting right now.
We're introducing a new feature to the podcast.
That's right. No one ever did a segment for me. So now I've got a segment.
We need to do this right.
Okay.
So introducing a new segment. Judge Dennis.
Are you going to do some like crappy reverb right there?
You know,
Probably,
he's
yeah, I
gonna
already
have
had
an
that in my head.
awful sound effect associated with it.
I'm not going to do an awful sound effect.
Pounding gavel sort of thing. So
the contention is it a bar or is it a restaurant?
all right, who's going to present each side of the case?
What do you think? You know the place?
I really don't.
It's a local
I
establishment.
think I've been there, but I don't remember
Too many edibles?
too many edibles. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say it's a bar primarily. It does have a restaurant
Yeah,
area,
I feel very strongly that it's a bar as well.
but it's in the name.
I don't
It's
feel-
Full Moon Pub and Grill.
Doesn't say bar, does it?
No, but what's
Okay,
the
well,
difference?
I'll take the other side. That's
What,
fine.
that it's a restaurant?
Sure.
So when you walk in, there are tables to the right, to the left.
Who's doing what side here? You guys are just agreeing all the time. I don't feel the contention.
Well, we're trying to create it for you.
Okay.
But if there is none, I guess that's the judgment. Maybe we didn't need Judge Dennis for this one. Might need you for
So my
another one.
segment's already over. My segment's been already
No, I
removed.
can argue
6 months in,
that it's
and my segment's
But
ruined.
it's a restaurant. I can argue that.
What do you think, Dennis?
Well, I think I need to hire better lawyers to argue in front of me first.
Well,
of
okay.
all.
Are we
Or
are we
some.
gonna argue now? Because I'm ready to argue.
No, I'm ruling. I'm making a summary judgment. It's a bar.
Me too. Okay, good. Thanks.
I object, Your Honor,
On what grounds?
that I did not have enough time to present my case. I also was not given evidence beforehand.
Oh, it's your
There's
job.
no disclosure.
Is this a mistrial?
I've just been appointed to this case. as a public defender, and I feel like I need more time.
You can save it for appeals.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, next case. We have the scam.
The scam, yes. Now, I'm
Wait,
going to...
that colors the jury. Let me retract that and strike that from the record. The request for adoption for gifts.
Yes, now you know about this one, right, Sherri?
I saw a couple of screenshots that you sent me, and
Do you think she was being a scammer or no?
Can you explain it a little better?
I
to the
can take
audience?
either side of that as well.
All right, I'm going to explain it, and I want you to pick a side, and I'll go against you because I can
Okay.
go either way.
Okay.
A woman posted in several local community groups, "Okay, everyone, here is the things I need, if possible. Gift cards to Bath & Body Works, gift cards to DSW Shoe Store, gift cards to Kohl's, a queen-size bed set, a ham, and some good canned meat. Or canned goods and meat. I read that wrong, sorry.
Sounds like the real necessities.
Yes, because Maslow's lower hierarchy of needs does contain peppermint sugar scrub.
Did you research the hierarchy of needs for this episode?
Maybe.
That's okay.
Okay.
Good move.
I need to again enter an objection because I was not prepared for this case.
You said you had the screenshot and saw it.
Okay, well that's all I had. But
That's all I have.
Okay, all right.
You haven't even
Okay.
taken a side yet. Pick whatever side.
I'm gonna go with the side that I don't think she was a scammer.
No?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
So you think gift cards to Kohl's and someone who truly needs the money is going to ask for stuff for DSW?
Okay, so let's first of all, DSW is a place where you go to buy
Louboutins,
shoes.
Coach,
No,
Michael Kors. These are all
you
your
go to
lowest
buy
necessity needs.
you go to buy shoes for your family. It's a discount shoe store.
It's in the title.
They have practical shoes at the store.
What about Payless? What's wrong with Payless?
Payless shoes.
BOGO.
And I don't want to be offensive about this, but they are not of a quality of shoe that if you have small children that you're going to want to put them in. You need a higher quality shoe because children wear their shoes
So you're
out.
saying she's sticking to her higher standards?
I think you get more bang for your buck if you go to a store like DSW and buy a better quality shoe for a child or, winter boots, things like that. Because if you buy your shoes from Payless, they fall apart.
Okay. More bang for your buck for low-level needs, Walmart or Kohl's?
I think Kohl's has, from what I understand, I don't actually shop there, but my mother is the resident queen of Kohl's.
Cole.
You get cash back. You get Kohl's cash. They have great sales. And again, a little higher quality material than Wally World, where it's literally the shittiest thing you could possibly buy, made in the worst possible way.
By some Indonesian kids who probably died making it a hairbrush for you.
And there is another fantastic reason not to want to go there as well.
So maybe she's just community conscious with her request.
Okay. Explain Bath & Body Works.
You need soap.
You can get soap anywhere.
Maybe she wants a little bit of a treat for herself.
Just some me time.
Maybe.
Yeah. The needy have needs too.
Again, great sales at Bath & Body Works.
What do the comments say in this whole thing? Like, the like tone we're bringing to it is like, oh, maybe it was a scam. Did people think it was a scam on the community?
May I enter this evidence without swaying the judge?
Yeah.
The overwhelming thought was, yes, it was a scam.
But other people had posted other ones, and people didn't think it was a scam. Right? They're
correct. Well, they were asking for not Bath & Body Works, Kohl's, and DSW Michael Kors shoes.
It was interesting, too, that she
Designer.
she inundated the online communities, too. She had covered all of her bases.
Which was smart of her, yes.
Regardless, I suppose that's smart of her. Do you have any other evidence?
I have no other evidence. We are just waiting for your ruling.
Okay. Well, under deep consideration and considering that it's this time of year, and because we have to prove everything beyond a reasonable doubt, I'm going to find her not guilty of fraud.
You are quite the magnanimous judge.
Yay!
Well, I should have read the comments and read it myself instead of just.
No, you shouldn't have. Because
No,
you
you
may have
shouldn't
been
have. That
swayed.
would have swayed your
I
judgment.
didn't want to bias myself, but now I want to read it myself. So maybe I'll come back and appeal the verdict to
No,
myself.
verdict is final.
Yeah, I agree. The
Final
is
verdict. Then we had another funny thing where there was like, what was this? People were like asking if they wanted a pot dispensary, even though that law has been passed and it's like all said and done. Like someone had a yes/no poll about whether we wanted an online marijuana not online, a marijuana dispensary.
Yeah.
And you had to vote yes or no. Everyone voted yes.
He was getting into it with the mayor.
Who's he?
The guy that started the thread. I'm not going to mention his name.
No. Yeah, I just didn't understand. Yeah,
But the mayor was basically telling him, look, what you want has already been passed. And the guy was calling the mayor a coward and telling him he wouldn't man up. But he was telling him, look, you got what you wanted. There's no need for any of this.
We finally don't have to ask, where's the mayor?
Yeah, the mayor. There's the mayor. That's the new tagline.
Maybe we can do the next selection by powerlifting.
But there's no, there was no contention there. And the guy was sort of creating a contention. And I think maybe he was stoned or something.
Well, yeah, what I found very interesting about this poll was there were 5,000 responses to it in the middle of the afternoon. I think it was
Right.
I think it was around 4:20, to be perfectly honest with you. And
It's good branding.
the overwhelming response was yes. So who are all these people that have nothing better to do with their lives than be on Westminster Online Community in the middle of the afternoon on a work day? Stoners.
Yeah, and I guarantee you if you brought it up to them now, they would be like, what were we talking about?
No.
People in
I
glass
don't
houses.
remember that.
Yeah.
People in glass houses shouldn't throw stoners because we're here in the middle of a work day recording a podcast about the people who posted
But we own
on
our own
online
businesses.
community.
So we can like
I'm
leave
on my
if we
lunch
want.
break.
Right.
Okay, everybody, we're so different than the people who participated in the poll, if that's what you need to think. Okay. Package thievery? What was this about?
Oh, on Green Street. So we've come up with a new verb, right? Pitchforking.
Pitchfork.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Yes, because the issue is that someone said online that they saw someone maybe messing with packages, and then everyone pilloried that person for not going to the cops right away.
Pilloried. I like that
What's
one.
that mean?
From
can't Google
pillory
it
to
now.
post, it means like peppering them with like insults and
Oh, right, because he did a bad thing by posting the warning and not taking action and calling the police.
right.
This could be a good case for you as well.
The judge has stepped down. My robes are off, and it's very awkward for everyone that I'm sitting here naked without my robes.
They sure are.
But
No good
Merry
deed goes
Christmas to us.
unpunished.
same with this poor guy. He
Yep.
posts about the package thief, and they asked about the cops. Well, I kind of took his post to be like something seems fishy, but like I'm not really sure. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you want to? I don't know if I'm gonna call the cops every time I'm like suspicious, like because of anything. Because it's like, well, what if I don't know enough to do it? I didn't see like a crime necessarily. It could have been someone like, if I'm driving by, I know I have a package at my house. I could stop by in a car, run and grab my package and drive off. And if you don't know what my car looks like, it might look suspicious.
Yeah, I agree
That's
with you. I
true.
think he was just sort of. It was nice of him to warn everybody anyway.
He was giving everybody a heads up. Hey,
Sounds
this is
like
what's going on. And everybody was like, well, why didn't you do anything about it?
You're
Right.
a real asshole for not tackling the guy yourself.
And then finally he was just like, you know what?
This
Fuck all of you.
this is Westminster.
I'll
Why
never talk about it again.
why didn't he pull out his sidearm and just start shooting?
These are questions we need to get answered.
It sounds like he's not dedicated to his community if he wasn't willing to pop a cap in somebody. All right, so you said you wanted to do the golden.
Well, Sherry, what's that smell?
Oh.
Can we get a little Leonard Skinnerd?
No, it's copyrighted.
God damn it. So there was a post which I just adored on Sunday. Somebody wrote, "What is this horrible smell blanketing Westminster on Sunday?" all
And
day
you know,
today.
this isn't the first time we've talked about this on this podcast. Like,
No. We've definitely had the smell before.
right.
I always assume it's the paper mill in
It does.
Pennsylvania.
It smells like Spring Grove.
Right.
So anyway, I have made a top 10 list of the reasons why it smelled so bad.
Are these like 10 bullet points or are these 10?
No,
Stories
it's not.
and paragraphs.
No, it's okay. Excuse me for being creative. No, they're actually.
Have you won a competition
I
Yeah.
several actually,
for comedy though?
but I don't need to talk about it. No, not for comedy.
Oh.
Not for comedy.
Well, I do.
Okay, so you guys ready? I have a
Yes.
top 10 very brief list of the reasons that it smelled so terrible, a la David Letterman.
I was thinking the same thing.
Okay? So the number 10 reason is decaying grass clippings.
Okay.
The number 9 reason is sauerkraut fermenting for the holidays. 8 is the weekend pub crawl, leftovers from that. 7 is the bench in front of the Westminster branch of the Carroll County Public Library.
That's possible.
Yes.
Randy does not like that bench.
Number 6 is the decaying corpse of the groundhog shot by the sheriff.
We got a lot of decay going on. Fermentation and decay.
Well, it's a bad smell.
Yeah. I mean, those are bad smells.
Number 5 is convicted felons looking for housing. That's the smell.
Now, wait a minute. What if it's the convicted felon is like a white-collar criminal? They're not going to smell bad.
Number 4.
And you think they should go to
That's-
Bed Bath & Beyond or whatever.
That's stereotyping.
Number 4 is the free newspapers in your front lawn.
Decaying.
Decaying. Rotting is actually what I had listed there.
Fermenting.
Number 3 is the dead horse on 482.
Oh, yes.
Number 2.
Not to beat a dead horse.
Number 2, the terrible smell is holiday spirit. And the number 1 reason,
And this is where you insert a drum roll to bother
Yes.
her.
I've had it rolling the whole time.
the number 1 reason it smelled so bad on Sunday are the reviews of our podcast.
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
that hit close to home.
Can you read number 2 again?
Holiday spirit?
Why do you hate you hate Christmas and New Year's?
Look how
and-
she's dressed. She's making a statement. She's all in black.
I'm
she's
bitching
mourning.
black.
She's mourning the holiday season.
Okay. Very good. That was a good top 10 list.
Well, talk about
we
things
could make that a regular feature.
You didn't even laugh. It wasn't that good, I guess.
No, it was good. We were laughing on the inside. I didn't want to. He was laughing. Your friend was laughing.
Oh, was my
Yes.
friend laughing? He's the ringer I brought along for the audience.
I'm just still not. I'm still with the new sound equipment. I don't want to talk over people that much yet. So I didn't laugh over you.
That's how I felt. I was being very cognizant of your
But
feelings.
I'm gonna try to give it a more like energetic feel.
You
As
guys
we,
are
as we
so
do.
full of shit.
Best. Okay. So we talked about the smell before. We also talked about best pizza in town, but there was a question about the best Sicilian pizza in town.
Specifically, yes.
So I normally don't default to Sicilian pizza. So, but I have had a number of pizzas here because I'm an animal that eats a lot of pizza. All right. What are your favorite Sicilian pizzas in town?
I'm with you. I don't really, that's not what I go for. I'm not a deep dish. I want more cheese and sauce than bread.
So what if I said my favorite
Bread's a
Sicilian
waste.
pizza was Pizza Hut pan pizza?
Is that really Sicilian pizza?
Well, I'm just trolling.
It's supposedly, yes. I'm not into Sicilian either. But if
This is so serious. This is
It's supposed to be fun. Yeah.
My answer is Classico.
okay, I didn't even know
Classico's
they
spring pizza.
had Sicilian pizza. I
Right.
thought they only had one kind of crust.
Well, they don't. They've got the Sicilian spring pizza or whatever it is. It's very good. It's got like little basil on it.
Those guys are genuine Italian, so I would go with that.
FBI, full-blooded Italians.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, we can't give it to Pizza Hut.
No, I was
No.
joking about Pizza Hut.
They do have a
Life,
good pan pizza.
Life is Pizza has Sicilian pizza. Classico has Sicilian pizza.
Does
Mediterraneo has Sicilian pizza, which someone answered Mediterranean. I assume
Yeah,
it was
that was
autocorrect.
funny.
It had to be autocorrect.
Didn't have to be.
Mediterranean.
Considering we've had Blue Moon.
That's true.
we have to give it to them. Or one other place I would say is Frank's Pizza in Eldersburg.
I haven't had Frank's Pizza in a really long time.
Yeah, that's a really authentic Italian restaurant. And I'm not stereotyping
Because it's called Frank's.
because when you go in there,
Frank!
Hey, Frank.
there's like a 90% chance they're going to yell at you and you're going to get into a verbal fight with the people behind the counter, which is always fun. I used to go there just for that.
Is it an adversarial restaurant?
Yes, I would call it an adversarial restaurant. At least when I went, I don't know, 15, 16 years ago, it was like that. But that's what made it fun.
You carrying a torch for Frank's Sicilian Pizza for 15 years?
I
Maybe
hold
we
on to
should
things.
live. We could live a little and go get pizza sometime, Randy.
Okay, if we can
you
go down
wanted
there. Or Mediterranean.
Or Mediterranean. Maybe if the parking's good enough.
The parking in Mediterranean is good.
The last thing I had on my list was the little pigs.
Oh, yeah.
The lost little pigs.
So we want to, I think, add another new feature.
Yes. Yeah, we do. And this could easily be a weekly feature.
Easily. Last week we talked about the most Carroll County thing that had ever happened.
Yep.
And
And
it
what was that?
The assault with the tractor crank. And I noticed that, one of your 12-year-old boys masquerading as a man who does comments on the post said, "Oh, she said crank." So I'm saying it again.
I didn't even see that.
Oh, yeah.
Crank.
You just made someone, and it's his birthday today. I know who said that.
Happy birthday.
You just made his day.
Happy birthday, Mr. Crank.
Is it his birthday today or the
Today.
day it's being released?
Today on Thursday.
So he's not going to know that he's got cranked out.
Yesterday was his birthday.
He cranked one out.
Yesterday was his
Yes.
birthday.
How many crank puns can I make?
As many as you like. It's his
Cranked
birthday.
one out. He's a crank. Crank yanker.
Are you being
He's on
cranky?
crank. Stop being cranky. Frank, crank. I don't know. That's all I got.
Christmas with the Cranks?
That was a bad movie.
Didn't see it.
Tim Allen, right?
I
Tim
don't know.
Allen going back to that Santa Claus well.
Mm.
Remember the Santa Claus? That was good.
No. Didn't see that one either.
There's 3 of them.
Speaking of, anyway, the Golden Crank. Forging on ahead. I think we want to finish before the 30-minute mark. So that only means you got to cut your story down.
So what we're saying is we're going to give away an award called the Golden Crank.
It doesn't
the
actually
The
award
golden
anyone.
tractor
The
crank.
Golden Tractor Crank to whatever
Said it
is.
again. Crank.
What's that?
Said it again.
So we're going to give away an award called the Golden Tractor Crank to whatever is the most Carroll County story of the week,
Yes.
which is pretty easy and might be very competitive.
It could get really serious.
How's it easy and competitive at the same time?
Think about Fair Week. I mean, how are we even going to
Hang
decide?
on. Dennis just gave me a headache.
How can it
It's
be easy
easy.
and competitive at the same time, Randy?
It'll be easy.
Answer the question.
Because we'll always have one, but we'll have many to choose from.
I understand. So
It'll
it's going to
easy
be
to maintain,
It's going to be easy to find something. It's going to be hard to make the
to
decision.
decide. Yes.
So, okay, I would like to announce the inaugural Golden Tractor Crank Award. This week goes to the Lost Little Pigs.
Pine Silver Run.
In Union Mills.
Okay.
Lost in the Forest. Just a nice, simple post. Pigs on the loose in Union Mills.
Of course.
It's like a
Congratulations.
You're not going to hear about that in Baltimore or Columbia,
No,
safest
you are
town in
not.
the country or
You
whatever.
are not.
You don't have lost pigs.
well, if the pigs are returned, it's probably still safe.
Maybe.
If you found a pig, would you make it into bacon or would you return it?
I don't know how to properly slaughter a pig, so I might.
You just walk to blocks, be like, "Can you slaughter this creature for me?"
No, I would sit it down and talk to it and try to figure out where it came from, or if it was chipped or had a
I
little
don't
bracelet
think they
on.
chip pigs.
Do they wear bracelets that have their names?
They have
and
ear tags.
ear tags. Okay.
If you know what they meant. Do you know?
Are
Do
they
you know
written in
that?
another language?
Well, that generally
Well-
identifies them as belonging to a farmer or being part of a herd. So, I grew up on a farm. Did you guys know that about me?
Is that true?
It is. It's
Everything she says is
Yeah,
true.
really.
She can't even
absolutely
lie.
true.
Yeah, your story was her real story that she can't lie to us.
Well, she can lie to us. She just didn't
She
lie to us
can.
in that instance. It's an old bait and switch.
Chooses not to.
You guys are a little bitter about this.
Oh, I'm real bitter about this.
He's real catty right now.
Now, how can I trust any games that you come up with?
Well, I don't know. You guys have pulled even over these past through 3 episodes a couple of fast ones on me, so I think it's all in good fun. I think
She has a point.
I think you need to.
I'm already over it, but
I mean,
you're basic. You're basic. So you're still
I'll
upset
be
about
holding
it.
on to it for a while.
You're basic.
Maybe I'll walk into Birdie's with a Starbucks cup.
Oh,
okay.
no.
Well, that would do it. Yeah, I would definitely be very offended by that.
I think we're done.
Achilles heel found.
But what's the Achilles heel?
Starbucks.
We don't
Wow.
say the S word.
I'm going to bleep that, in fact, just for you.
Oh, thank you.
We did say that was the second worst parking lot.
I remember your diagram. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
The worst parking lot will always be Chick-fil-A, Planet Fitness, Food Lion.
Right. So the second one, it was a tie between the library, which we forgot about, and Starbucks.
If you say so.
I remember vividly.
I've had enough of this. I'm Dennis
Okay.
Twig.
I'm Randy Goldstein.
I'm Sherri Hosfeld Joseph.
See y'all later.